Everyone wants to lower shield.
Yes, exactly.
That's something. Thank you.
That guy. I mean, oh, look Vero after. Look Vero. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Very good. Lumble. Focus fight.
Keep going.
Bro.
We can dash.
Go.
Nice. Does he have ult?
I don't know. He has no.
Nice. Good early pick. Olaf, no flash.
Lakan.
Okay.
Oh, you take me.
Nice. Good.
Go.
Difficult dive. Adam pops the Ragnarok, runs onto Juhan through the Magnet Storm. Almost takes Juhan out, needs another axe, and finds it 1-for-1. Is able to escape with a flash of his own. True shot.
Guys.
Mega show.
Watch me!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No glance this guy.
Still chase. Juhan flashes forward. There's the grand entrance, and there goes Sheos.
I can flash.
He's dead. Nice. Enough, guys. Enough.
Okay. She used cleans. Yeah.
Watch me.
Guys, this one on my screen. Let's go, Nick. Your time, Luke.
Oh,
Let's go.
Look, well, no flash in mid.
Add Canna, guys.
Nice. No flash.
Good.
No flash.
No flash, no flash.
Can it.
Yeah, help upset.
Next game I'm gonna try to not die level 2.
I mean, you don't have to, but it
Are
would
you
be
ready?
nice.
3 seconds, I can't TP.
He flashed at it.
No.
Ding.
Boom.
Kill them. DPM. Kill Canna. They are not playing the game. Like,
4 seconds.
Tower.
no. Only tower, guys. Only tower.
Let's go.
Go!
Welcome back, everyone, to the LEC live from the Riot Games Arena in Berlin, Germany. So happy to see all of your happy faces as we head into the final weekend of the summer split, and we'll find out who will take the shield on Sunday. Fnatic is already waiting in the finals, but of course we have 2 more best of 5s to go because we need to find out who's going to play them. My name is Shax, and I'm joined by Dracos and by Jackies to analyze the day. Hello, Jackies.
Hello.
How are you?
Anxious now because I'm about to watch the series that kind of determines if I go home, so yeah.
Yeah, thank you for setting it up because that is the context today. If KC manages to win, KC would make it to the season finals, GX wouldn't, and MDK would fall to 5th seed in those season finals, making it harder for them to make it to Worlds. So Dracos, a lot on the line.
A lot on the line, and not a situation we expected to find ourselves in based on the way things looked coming into the start of playoffs. But so many teams have stepped up, and a lot of teams have been knocked down. Obviously, KC making a pretty miraculous run to get here. BDS as well, a bit questionable.
He said the thing,
Did I say
miraculous
the-
run.
oh, I mean, come on. At this point, it does feel like a miracle. Like, I don't want to jinx it, but it feels miraculous.
I think when you look in all the context that came before us, being KC this year, also Jackies, what do you think about the way they have really turned it around, and what do you think it comes down to?
I mean, for sure, the roster change they made made them 10 times better, right? And I think their read of tempo and their evolution in their macro gameplay is just insane. Like, it's skyrocketed to the roof, so they for sure look way more cleaner than in spring and winter.
Yeah, they look super coherent. I also have to shout out just the PGLs we've done with the KC members have been super entertaining. So it's quite the turnaround on multiple facets.
I mean, absolutely is, right? The confidence we get to see from these players now that they are winning, the momentum they're carrying through. You've highlighted the gameplay, the team coordination, and the crazy thing to me is it's not just new players who are getting the opportunity to shine in the mid lane, but also Upset in the bot lane, right? Who had struggled for so many years, now really rising up to the occasion, showing us, hey, this is the ceiling you've seen before, and I can find it again.
It's one heck of a story. I will for sure say that, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And as a reminder, the season finals is our 4-week year-end event concluding in Munich, where 6 teams compete for the title of LEC season champions. Of course, in Munich, not 6, but in the entire season finals, we've got 6 teams. And for the season finals for here in the studio, the first 3 weeks of those season finals, we still have a few tickets left. So you can go head over to lec.gg/tickets to secure yourself a seat and join us in the studio, because who wouldn't want to? Now, BDS, they also are already qualified for the season final. And I want to say, Jackie's lucky for them, because even the series you played, some people said you should have won that series 3-0. So what's going on with BDS?
I mean, I agree, we should have won 3-0, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, for sure, they've been getting away with murder, because I think against even MDK, it was a really close series that they, on paper, should have lost. So it looks rough for them for sure, yeah.
They lost their way.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very difficult road where we saw them be so good in the regular season to now be really inconsistent. Obviously, we've heard in post-game interviews from Adam, he's not happy with his performance. And also in Euphoria, he talked about not really understanding why the pieces weren't clicking. Because on paper, not much had changed. They just showed up and things stopped working, which is concerning. Now they've had a few days. We'll just have to hope that it's a different form.
He said in the interview after last week, he said, "We are terrified on stage." You never want to be terrified. But now for more on BDS, GB is standing by.
And thank you, Sharks. Now, recently, LEC fans, you may have noticed that our second seed from the regular season, BDS, has been struggling to maintain that performance in playoffs.
They're trolling!
Yeah, one of the most notable aspects of this change is their early game goal differences, which have gone from typically positive to completely negative.
They're trolling and they're broke.
Now, draft is also a bit of a concern for this team. Not once in playoffs have they picked up Brand.
How do you not play Brand? Are you afraid of doing damage? You think, oh, throw another rock at him, we'll get to finals? That's your plan?
Now, finally, Labrov without Rel has been skipping steps, and honestly, he's been struggling to have the same impact recently.
Okay, he's feeding. The enemy team doesn't even farm anymore. One Labrov Rakan combo meal is enough for the entire team to eat good for the week.
No. Luckily, it's not all bad. Ice has been incredible.
Yeah, okay, Ice has been really good. Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly. Now, but often the victories they've gotten in playoffs, they feel a bit more about the mistakes of the enemy team than they do about the successes of BDS.
Okay, successes. MDK and GX gift wrapped those wins. That was Amazon Prime one-throw delivery service. If KC League of Legends are here to play League of Legends and not handball, I think BDS probably in a little bit of trouble. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
I do love handball, but yeah, fair enough. On the other hand, though, KC is having their best performance so far, and Trouble is now sitting by in the Marriott Bonvoy pre-game lobby with Reha and Apples to talk about their development this year.
Thank you, GB. Indeed, I'm here with Rhea and Apples. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Rhea, I'm going to start with you. Your team has been absolutely impressing, especially the last couple of best-ofs. I want you to give me the steps that it took for their development to get from where we saw it at the start of the year to here.
Yeah, I think it comes with a lot of different steps. Obviously, the first one, which I think is really important in the team, is building synergy. So making sure that we understand each other within the game, and especially I think the jungle support synergy, making sure that we have a tandem that can play together and dictate the map when they can. And also it came up with a lot of work from the staff, and also like especially I think with Vladi empowering himself as a young mid laner, but as someone who can short call in the team and make the right decision, especially side laning wise. And for sure that was a big improvement. I think like around with 3 or 4 during the regular season, which after that, when we found a groove on stage, it was easy to perform, I think.
Absolutely, and Vladi has looked incredible. Now, Apples, you saw Vladi debut on the NLC. You were on a different team back then, but not only did you see his debut, you coached for him on the LFL, and now you're working with him on the main team of KC. And let's not forget that he did replace a very legendary mid laner for the organization. How have the steps been for Vladi to come from a super aggressive Yone kind of player in the ERLs to what he is right now?
I mean, honestly, it took a lot of work, right? But the main thing with Vladi is that even though people might not notice it, he remembers very well, and he doesn't have confidence issues. That was the biggest thing. I was like, even when they were asking me like, oh, should we maybe look for Vladi in the LFL? I said, yeah, because I know he will not choke. He will be confident, he will perform. Now it's just about teaching him, and he's a good learner, so.
What was that one thing that you had to teach him to see him as he is right now?
I think right now I would say it was mostly on the side laning. It was mostly macro. People still say he has a weak laning phase, but that just, you know, we're working on it. It's gonna take some time, but the players are just better than his previous competitions, so he needs a bit more time to adapt, but he's ready.
Absolutely, he's still young and he will grow with experience. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. Best of luck in your best of. And Ifya, back to you.
Thank you so much, Georgia. Well, amazing insight there, specifically into Vladi, who I think we have all been so impressed by, and who better than Jackie's to ask about it, right? I mean, also a rookie. They talked there about laning phase, about macro. What has been your impression? What do you think he's good and bad at?
I think for Vladi coming to the league, it's like a lot of rookies do a lot of mistakes on like early game laning phase because they're playing as players that have been there for so long. But for Vladi, he's not really doing them. Like he's going even, which for a rookie is insane. And I think his team fighting is his best quality by far. Like he's popping off in team fights lately. So.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And I wouldn't even like. If you told me he was a rookie without having known him, I wouldn't even believe you, because I think he's become such a clutch factor for this team, in the team fight specifically as well. We saw the SC impact he's had. We've seen the Yone as well, where they still find a stylistic with him. Despite the losses too, he still looks strong. And I think he just looks like a player that was just slotted in, and it feels like he's been here forever.
And when we talk about kind of the resurgence of KC, I don't even want to say there was nothing to resurge, right? There was always kind of the heartbreak now into the zenith that they're working towards, and we got rid of him, but upset is also crucial in this, and I love how these are two sides of the same coin. One of the most experienced players on the Rift versus one of the least experienced, banding together to get that KC success.
Oh, absolutely. I think upset has been pivotal to get them here as well, especially like he's been through the grind as well. You can look at the results behind you right now too, like you've probably seen this on Winter too. 2-7, 2-7, 10-10. It just felt like this team could never get it clicking right, but even with upset still there, they are rallying behind him, and they're finally here where it looks like they can make it to season finals if they make top 3. My main problem is that even no matter how good it is, because it is good, they've been doing amazing here on KC. Problem is, if you lose here today, it's actually better than your 2-7. You have to perform. You have to continue doing things you've never done before.
Yeah, on the one hand, there's all that momentum, but Jackie's, you can probably stand in their shoes because you were there just last week. The fact that this is it, you cannot make any mistakes today. How hard is that for those players?
I think first games it won't really matter, but if they get close to the series, that there will be like a match point for BDS or something, then the pressure starts hitting, because you're playing with the thought that if you lose, you go home. So it becomes a bit more nerve-wracking, but I think these players are, I mean, Vlad is the only rookie, but I think they are experienced, and Vlad, as Apple said, doesn't have confidence issues, so I think they will do fine, to be fair.
Let's see, they're up versus BDS, and BDS has been meddling. Now, they already booked their ticket to the season finals, so they know they're gonna get there anyway, but they don't want to be embarrassed. And I gotta say, in terms of what they wanted to show us,
they're sneaking in playoffs.
That's
what's happening here. They're sneaking in.
The things that we've heard that they wanted to improve on, this is where we're left wanting.
Absolutely, especially because I was so hyped about this team in regular season. It felt like they were finally ticking the boxes where they started to become better, but recently in playoffs, it just feels like they've been dropping the ball a lot. I still think players like Nuke and Ice has been standing up, but the rest of them, it's just been kind of falling apart and not what we usually saw from them.
Meddling, I think Ice is the guy to look at, right? Jackie's, when you played versus them recently, did it really seem like, all right, this is what we have to look out for?
Well, when we played against them, it was kind of like Shio Labrov kind of running it down. To be fair, we were just kind of killing them on timer, but then it was always Ice getting 3 items and just, okay, now we have to kill this guy or we lose. I mean, this happens
right here, actually.
Yeah, pure example. These are bad memories, but...
Bad memories, I know, unfortunately. But for BDS, it's been a lot of this, very often in positions, as you say, where they needed a person to step up and save the game for them, and that has been Ice very, very often. There was also a note in here, I think it's yours, GB, Sheo, not reliable as of late, but that's always a team issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's obviously a lot of issues with the team right now. You're talking about killing people on spawn time as well, but I think it is difficult being a jungler in this situation, but also you need to play brand right here. We need to be able to actually play these metas that way you can actually rely and play for Sheo, and it feels like the team haven't started doing that, but they're very good at doing it at the beginning. I wish they started playing more for him like they did in the beginning of the season, because if they don't, I actually really worry about their chances against KC.
Well, let's see what happens today. Can KC, against all odds, make the dream come true and secure the last spot in the season finals after making 10th place in winter and spring? Or will BDS be able to return to former strength to contest G2 and Fnatic? Let's find out in our final week of the 2024 Summer Split.